Hearing none, we will proceed now to item 6, which is public comment. On the last Monday of each month, the County Council allows for the public to speak on any item that's related to King County government. Each individual will be given up to 2 minutes, but because we have a full calendar of events on today and actually every Monday, we have to limit the public comment period to about 15 minutes, and I have about 15 people who signed up to talk today. So we're going to start with allowing people 2 minutes, but I may have to reduce that to a minute to get through everybody, and I'm hopeful that everyone will respect that decision, because it will be made based on time and not personal considerations. Again, we only ask that the issues that you address are those that the County Council is appropriately supposed to be dealing with.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, Mia?
Oh, good. How are you guys?
All right.
Good. I have something a little different today.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not so boring. That's not boring or anything. I need to make you hear me like I need to breathe, because we are the voice of the next generation, and we must live. We must succeed. And we keep trying to find each other like kindred spirits. We yearn to meet, to finally touch, and to finally see that it doesn't have to be like this anymore. Maybe you think, oh, I remember when I was you, and I thought I could change it all. And I thought that there were things holier beyond measure, things like truth and the freedom to choose, and then above all, the power of love. And then I learned that I must give that up. And I say, please, do not teach that to us. For now things have come around again. Now we are you, and you are them. You finally have the power to understand. You are the system that will not break. You are the ones who can look at the mistakes and say, enough. There are so many questions that need to be answered. Like, if judges are elected by the people, why aren't they answerable to the people? Why aren't your committee meetings always open to public comment? Why doesn't the executive have meetings with the people? Where are all the people? We keep trying to find each other, and we are here, the people, where we are meant to be, as players in our own destiny. And we cannot leave, so please stop asking. And I just wanted to point out that if you guys started on time, we might not be so crunched for time for public comment.
Thank you, Mia. Sam Bellamio.
Yeah, my name is Sam Bellamio, and Mia beat me to it, but I wanted to start out with saying that we started meeting 15 minutes late. Thank you for pointing that out. I do like to point that out every time, because I went to work and I started 15 minutes late. Every time I'd be fired. And then you said there wouldn't be enough time, Larry got to have enough public comment time because we have a full agenda. Well, if that's so, why'd you start 15 minutes late? There are 15 people here signed up, 2 minutes apiece, it's 30 minutes. You only allotted 15. If you were just here that 15 minutes earlier, the full half hour would have been available for the citizens to speak. But yet, you show your power. Look how big I am. I'll let you sit there and wait 15 minutes longer while we sit up here and have our conversations and take away the time that the people have to speak to you. I'm on all your email lists and all your servers. Never once did I get an email saying at this moment, this day, this time, this 15 minutes for 2 million people in King County to speak to you is finally open and available. Why didn't you tell anyone? Most of these people are here by word of mouth, knowing through our efforts to tell people, guess what? We have 15 minutes for 2 million people once a month to speak. Don't miss this opportunity. And yet, that 15 minutes could be extended to a half hour if you just came on time. But you didn't. So we have a problem with fascism, where you control the dialogue, you control the time, where us, the citizens, don't have power over the instrument that we created. What happened to when the citizens had a right to speak to you and question you and what you're doing? Yet you shove it off to an agenda once a year. We talk about that every February. Talk then. Why can't I come to you openly like we are today, but at every meeting to say this is an issue that can't wait till next February? I want to tell you today, but yet you say, send me an email. You say, leave me a message on my voicemail. You say, talk to my aide. Why can't I talk to you with that camera pointed at me so all these people know that there's an issue? And I'm happy that all these people are here today because there's many issues that the public and TV land needs to know that is happening that you put on an agenda that's not even going to be spoken about for another 2-3 months. So what we demand is that you start having Q&As at least once a quarter where citizens can ask you a question, you respond back. The mayor does it in Seattle does it every 2 weeks. You can go in and tell him something, he'll respond to it. You know what he thinks. The executive of King County in the last 2 years has not held one meeting where the public can ask him questions. That's a great political move because no one can tell how bad of a job he's doing. He can just hold these ceremonies and congratulate himself.
Thank you, Sam. Sam is followed by Alex Zimmerman, William Price, and Belinda Cunningham.
My name is Alex Zimmerman and I represent StandUP-America. In StandUP-America, stand up for ordinary people, poor, disabled, senior citizen. Who poor in America right now? 150 million totally poor. 80% have less than $30,000. We in deep shit. Forgive me my expression. Guys, you are typical fascist. A typical gangster, Gestapo principle, what is human history have before and will be probably have for another 5,000 years. You nothing unusual. You are typical. And you are typical criminal. And I explain to you why. You're not only criminal, you organized criminal. It means you look like organized criminal government, mafia. And I explain to you why. We have a judges, 100 judges who elected. We have a prosecutor who elected. We have executive who elected. We have a council who elected. Nobody from these people speak too much often to us. Judges never, for example. So when judges who supposed to be protect Constitution ignore Constitution with your support, ignore Constitution, and everybody who elect ignore Constitution, and ignoring Constitution is a crime. It's conspiracy and crime. You know this. Why you don't can establish? So every elected official in King Country make a policy, a rules, what is give every citizen of United States of America right for Constitution. Right for us freedom of speech. So everybody, elected official, can speak minimum 4 times per year, every quarter with town hall meeting, and every time it will be open to public and everybody can talk in. I'm absolutely sure it can change situation. It's another very interesting example I give you about conspiracy and criminality what is you have. Few months ago you start a case state with Alex Zimmerman, with me, against me and against StandUP-America because I'm a president of StandUP-America. So situation right now very simple. Policemen, prosecutor, judges do know what it means.
Sorry, Alex, but your time is up.
It's exactly what is we talking with you guys. It's exactly what is happened. You know what it means. You give us more time. In 3 minutes, it's supposed to be for everybody. Every city in King Country have 3 minutes. You only one who have 2 minutes. And we don't understand why. Look how many people. Right. Everybody want to talk 3 minutes.
I know, but let us get to them.
Exactly.
William, this is an ordinance also. Is there anyone in the public that would like to speak to it?
Mr. Chair, here's your sign-up sheet.
Oh, okay. We had 3 folks sign up to speak to this ordinance, and they are Mia Jacobson, Sam Bellamio, and Alex Zimmerman. Mia.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm talking about the community development plan, how you guys are going to go about that. I just wanted to point out the excellent conversation Mr. Von Rockbeyer had about the parks and such. It's really nice to see that immediate response to a citizen's concern. I'm not sure if you guys knew she was the receptionist at the sheriff's office, but either way, that's exactly what we're looking for, is a sort of real-life conversation. It's unfortunate that that happened on the same day that 13 homeless people came to talk about their issues and received nothing back from the council members, no acknowledgement that they spoke. It's really about feeling like you guys are there, feeling like you guys are listening, and I mean, it was sort of astounding to see that immediate response to someone who at least has a house, you know, and I understand that it has to do with property development. It might be an easier issue, a simpler issue, but just the lack of response I found very disrespectful and really speaks to the whole issue that we keep talking to you guys about, the lack of community engagement, public acknowledgement, really feeling like you guys care about everybody. So that's what I wanted to point out, and I feel like that should be part of your community development plan, is responding to people's concerns. So thank you.
All right. Sam Bellamio.
Yes, my name is Sam Bellamio. I'm here with StandUP-America. We advocate for the less protected class, actually the ordinary people of the society, because most of us are unprotected now in this recession. And we're talking about the housing and community development plan being extended for 2 years, and to have that extended for 2 years without explicit language in there for the public to have a chance to engage you seems to me communist Russia, or German Nazis, where they could make a plan, the citizens followed this plan, and there was no feedback from them. You do it because they told you this is how a community is built, and this is where we're building this community. So because you don't have in your plan of development a chance for citizens to engage you, to tell you that your development plan is, when you applied it, it sucked, to put it bluntly. So because they don't have that opportunity to openly engage you about your plan that you've created, that you've enforced onto them, and not giving a chance for feedback, this is just another Nazi Gestapo order. This is exactly the power struggle that we're talking about, where citizens, those 13 homeless people that came in, or 11, or how many came in, had said many issues, and not one question, but as soon as someone came up that was within the ranks of government, and you immediately had questions back and forth about a park. These people were talking about a place to sleep. And this is, what's that?
No, never mind.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So my concern is that you don't have in your development plan for it. How can the community be developed without the expressed intent of the citizens in that community to have it developed in a certain way? Of course, you're having it on here so you can vote on it, but as the planning process happens, when do you actually just allow, if it's not on the subject today, but when do you allow that person to come in and just talk about some random thing that you applied that sucked? You don't have that opportunity. We need to talk about how to develop a better community. Then that's in this plan. And that requires for you to allow us to delegate what we want done to every one of you. This is the only chance I get to speak about this ordinance. This is the only chance I get to talk about the community development plan. Except for that one day for 15 minutes for 2 million people. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
My name is Alex Zimmerman. I represent StandUP-America. Guys, I'm not too much sure you can make a changes. I think you are mentally sick people, you know what I mean. And mentally sick people supposed to be in mental institution. I'm so sorry, guys. I give you a good example. A few months ago, prosecutor prosecuted me for something what is I like a thief. So, situation right now very simple. Policemen, prosecutor, judges, don't know what is mean statute of limitation. My case start 1 year after statute of limitation.
We're not talking about your case. We're talking about the King County Consortium Consolidated Housing and Development Plan. This is not the appropriate place to talk about the specifics of your
You're absolutely right,
case.
Mr. Gossip. You're absolutely right, 100%. How many times? Dozen times we ask community who have judicial system, so we can talk about judicial system, about corrupt judges, prosecutor, and policemen. How many times, Mr. Lambert, Mr. Ferguson? How many times we talk for the last couple of years about this? Give us chance talking about problem, but it's very heavy.
But this is not the time to talk
when
about what's
we
happening.
give us time, open. When you open, so we can talk every time when the committee have a meeting. Lambert, for example, have this 2 weeks. Accountability have every 2 weeks. Give a chance talking. Don't close our eyes like a Nazi Gestapo or communist KGB. Give us right by constitution like supposed to be. I have experience with this.
Yeah.
For half my life, in half life, I have right now experience with you, who more dangerous than Gestapo, KGB, and Nazi and communist, when you give a chance, talk.
I'm ruling you out of order.
Thank you very much. You're very good, Mr. Gossip. I like you for another 2 months only. Bye.
Bye.
Chair. Mr. Chair,